Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to show you a simple and beginner friendly way to cut and sew a beautiful palazzo pants. Let's get started. So to cut this trouser, I had to use the thigh circumference, which happens to be the biggest circumference. The thigh is 22 divided by 2 gave us 11. So I added 2 inches extra to it, which made a total of 13. So that 13 was folded twice. So after folding it, I had to mark half an inch at the upper part. So after marking that half an inch, the next thing I did was to place my tape from the starting point of that half an inch from minus 1.5, because it is going to have an elastic casing. Okay, so I had to mark the crotch length. Her crotch length is 9.5 plus 1 inch for ease, which gave us 10.5, and then I marked the knee length of 16.5, and then I took the full length of the trouser and added 2 inches seam allowance. So next I had to go to that crotch line area and I impute 1 inch. That 1 inch is for seam allowance. So on that same line again, I'm going to impute the hip circumference. Our hip is 38 divided by 4, which will give us 9.5. I marked the 9.5. After marking the 9.5 plus 1 inch gave us 10.5, I will mark that 10.5 at the waist area, that upper part, 10.5. Then I will go inwards by half an inch, and then I am going to connect it to the line that you're seeing there. So after that, I'm going to impute the thigh circumference. The thigh is always divided by 2. Her thigh is 22 divided by 2, which gave us 11. I marked it. Then I'm going to use my armhole curve to connect a small arc around that area. So after marking it, the next thing is to, in order for us to achieve that, to mark the knee circumference, I have to take the thigh circumference. Her thigh is 11 divided by 2, which gave me 5.5. So on that knee line, I'm going to mark 5.5 down to the hem of the trouser. Then I will use my straight ruler to connect a straight line. So after connecting it, it is time for us to impute the knee circumference. Her knee is 20 divided by 2 will give us 10. So I'm going to place my tape at 0.5 at the center, and then I'm going to mark 10 inches. After marking it, I'll go to the downside of the trouser. I will do the same and impute that same measurement. Then I'm going to use my pant curve to connect it. So I'm going to connect it from the thigh all the way down. So after connecting it, we are going to cut what we have out. So if you've watched up to this point, please subscribe to my channel and turn on your notification bell so that you will not miss out on any of our beautiful videos. So after connecting the lines down to the hem line, the next thing I'm going to do is to place my tape at that crotch length. I'm going to come down by half an inch, and then I will go up by half an inch at the side area. Then I'm going to connect it. After connecting it, I am going to cut the trouser. Now for me to cut this trouser, I'm going to fold the down part of the trouser in order for me to avoid shortage while sewing. So after folding it to the exact length, that 2 inches that we added at the downside, I had to fold it, then I had to cut. So after cutting, I'm going to notch that hem line. That is the exact measurement of the trouser that we folded by 2 inches. I'm going to notch it. Then I will cut this other side. After cutting, I am not going to cut that half an inch out that we went down by. So I will just cut the exact starting point of the trouser. This is to enable me have a guide to cut the back panel. So to cut the back panel, I had to fold my fabric into 2 and then came down by 1.5 inches. On the line of the 1.5 inches, I had to place my trouser for the front. So after placing it, I went to the crotch length area. That line, I had to go down by half an inch. so that I'll have a slant line to get my crotch extension. So after doing that, I have to measure my hip circumference. Remember, the hip is 38 divided by 4, which gave us 9.5. I divided that 9.5 into 2 and marked the midpoint. On that midpoint line, I placed my tape again and took 9.5, which is the hip circumference. That becomes our crotch extension. After that, I went to the knee area and added 2 inches. So I marked 2 inches all the way down. So next, I am going to use my pant cuff first of all to connect from the crotch extension down to the knee, and then I'll use my straight ruler to connect it all the way down to the hem of the trouser. So after connecting that, the next thing is for me to come to the crotch length area where I just marked. I am going to mark 1.5, 1.5, 1.5 for the allowance for the back, because the front and the back is not the same. So I'm going to mark 1.5. Getting to the curvy area, I'm going to take 3/4. So I'll draw a straight line to connect those lines. After that, I am going to use my armhole curve to make a little curve to sink it inwards to that thigh extension. So after doing that, I am now going to take my butt rise of 1.5 and connect it all the way down to the side of the trouser. So after connecting it, it is time for me to cut all that we have marked all out for the back panel. So after connecting it, I am going to cut the trouser completely, and then we are done cutting. So next is time for us to sew what we have. So before then, I am now going to remove that 1/2 inch that we came down by for the front panel. So that is what I am trying to cut out. So it is time for us to sew the trouser. We have the front panel and the back panel. So I'm removing the pin for the back panel first of all. So for us to sew it, we are going to sew 1/2 inch at that point I am pinning, which is the crotch length line. So I use my pin to secure it by 1/2 inch. So that is the line we are going to sew with our sewing machine. So after sewing it, I'll open it up for you to see. This is how it is going to look like after sewing. So we are going to remove that aside and then sew the one for the front. That same crotch line for the front, I used pin to secure it by 1/2 inch. So at that line that I used my pin to secure is the line we are going to sew by 1/2 inch. After sewing, this is what we are going to get. Then I'm going to bring it and show you. So I'm done sewing the crotch line. So after sewing for the front and back, I'm going to place the front and the back together, right side facing each other. Then I'm going to sew the sides with 1/2 inch all the way down. I'll do the same for this other side and as well. So after sewing, I'm going to sew the crotch length area, that downside. I'll make sure it aligns, then I will sew it all the way down. After sewing it, I have cut the band we are using for the waistband. So that is it. So we are done sewing the sides, so the trouser is almost done. So the next thing we are going to do now is to talk about the waist. So this is the elastic we are going to use, is 1 inch elastic. So first of all, we are going to measure the circumference of the waist all round. So after using my tape to measure, I got 42 inches for the waist. Remember, it's an elastic, that is why it is as big as this. So for the band, I measured 2 inches on fold, but I folded 1/2 inch on both sides, so I had to cut 2.5 and folded 1/2 inch inwards and ironed it. So it is 43 in length. So we are going to use 1 inch to sew, that is 1/2 inch on both sides to sew it to make it round. So next, her actual waist is 32 inches, but the elastic that I cut is 24 inches. So I will place it on each other and then I'll use my sewing machine to sew it in a square manner. After sewing it, I am going to put it inside the band. Okay, I'll put it inside the band and then I'm going to sew it. While sewing it, I will leave 1/2 inch. Remember, the elastic is 1 inch. So I will sew it. I will be left with some inches to use for the band. So I'm done sewing the waistband. Okay, so this is how it is looking. So we have half an inch left to use to case the mouth of the trouser, which is the waist. So I'm going to insert the waist of the trouser inside that elastic casing. So I'm going to use my pin to secure it. After placing it inside, I'm going to use my pin to secure it. So just the way I use my pin to secure it, that is exactly how I am going to use my sewing machine to sew it. So this is how it will look. So I'm going to sew it all the way around. Then I'm going to fold the hem of the trouser by half an inch, and then by 1 inch again. I'll bring it and show you. So I am done sewing the waistband to the trouser. See how neat it is looking. Everything is just perfect. We've also folded the downside of the trouser. So I'll turn the back side for you to see how neat the back is as well. So this is it, guys. See how neat it is. Everything is just on point. This is boutique standard. So our model will wear it for us to see. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like the video, leave a comment and share it with someone who loves sewing. Don't forget to subscribe for more easy sewing tutorials on this channel. See you in my next video. I'm Lois Ada.